With Tucker Carlson and get his thoughts on his extraordinary exchange with America's 45th president.
Tucker, hey.
Thank you, Nick.
Nice to meet you in person.
Great to meet you. Thank you.
Thanks.
UFOs are real.
Tucker, you've taken the lead in the mainstream media in discussing the latest revelations about UFOs. Why is that? Is it a personal interest?
I just believe it's clear that there's been deception around this question from the U.S. government, the Pentagon specifically, and I think it's important to find out more. I mean, if there is real evidence that this planet is being visited from other planets or solar systems, or even if there are aircraft whose behavior we can't explain, why is that not the biggest story in news?
I agree. Now, do you have any kind of pushback with that when you run these stories? How do the senior executives feel and other media professionals?
My feeling was it's time to rethink like what you think you know. And so we started doing UFO segments, and basically the first 3 times we did it, people made fun of us, and after that, no one has said a single word about it.
Well, these videos that, I mean, we've all seen the Navy jets chasing the UFOs.
Oh, they did. Well, as far as I know, it's roasted.
What kind of emotional reaction do you get watching something like that?
You know pilots. My brother's a pilot, talked to a lot of pilots. They're very interested in how things lift off the ground and move. They're interested in flight. They're saying, this is something completely different. I don't even know how this works. That's compelling to me. I asked the president about it.
What did you make of his response?
I thought his response was odd, to be honest with you. I thought it was odd.
In what way?
He said, I'm not interested in that topic at all. I'm not interested in that topic, and I don't think there's anything there. I didn't believe him when he said that, to be honest with you.
It was funny because he nodded his head and then said no.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The president, like probably most people in power, is uncomfortable conceding that he's got questions. I mean, it's much easier just to say, there's nothing there, it's weather balloon, and because there's a stigma attached to asking questions. I mean, I've never once said that I believe anything in particular about UFOs because I don't know what to believe. But I know when I see it.
Do you think he knows more than he's letting on, or do you think, as some people say, even the president doesn't know?
My impression was that the president does know more than he said. You'd have to think that any person of moderate curiosity, given the power that a president has, would at some point in his first couple of years in office, would call down and say, send me all the information you have on UFOs. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Do you think the public want to know?
Let's be honest. The people keeping this information secret at the Pentagon believe the information is so terrifying to the public that it would be contrary to the national interest to reveal it. I mean, obviously.
When we run through the theories about this, we say, could it be some other part of the US government, some secret black project? Could it be Russia or China? Or could it be extraterrestrial?
I'm starting to believe that there is, and I've heard this from someone who I think is knowledgeable on the subject, that there is physical evidence that the US government is holding that, would tell us a lot more about what these objects are.
Physical evidence, wreckage.
That is correct.
Who was that?
It's a well-known, someone who worked on this within the government for many years who would know. And I asked point blank, is there physical evidence of the existence of these objects, these aircraft, whatever they are? And he said, yes, there is.
Wreckage in a hangar.
Wreckage. He did not say in a hangar. He just said he said the US government has physical evidence.
Here we have a major mainstream